Happy Saturday, everyone. I am going to take you on a garden tour because the sun is out, the garden looks beautiful. I've just literally done my workout and I was about to jump on Instagram and do a garden tour on stories. And then I thought, I'm not going to do that because when I do that, I record it all in minute clips to upload on stories and it takes me forever. So let's go and have a look at how beautiful the garden looks at the end of July. On Saturdays, we start our day with housework and then we get time to come out in the garden. So yeah, let's have always around. Just look at the sun. I'll do that in a minute. Let's start in the statue garden. This is literally as it is because I was busy working out here yesterday. And actually it's a really good time right now to see the different areas of the garden and how much sun they get. So something that I talk a lot about on my beginner gardening course, where I teach people all the garden basics, is making sure you're getting your planting right. And this is a perfect example. But just look at how stunningly beautiful it is. So this border here is definitely work in progress. The cat seems to be using it as a regular bed, which is really annoying. I think I need to put something in there to stop her, but basically I've got a ball patch behind there, because she digs, because she likes to lay on the soil. So in the afternoon, that's where you'll find her. She'll either be there or she'll be there. So yeah, I need to work on that. I've got loads of blooms about to come on my rose. Interestingly, these were both planted at exactly the same time. This one does a lot better. That is Olivia Rose from David Austin. Yeah, I've recently planted a few new bits in this border, but this border and at the end over there is getting a bit of a revamp. So yeah, I'm very much trying a few new things, deciding whether to take out this plant. I absolutely love this. It's called Parahebe Avalanche. It's evergreen and it just has these stunning flowers. And I've got it all the way along the front, and I have had for years, but since I changed all the planting and added the rose, I've then got a Veronica, which has not done well this year. It's been in there years and has done amazingly well, but it's got really bad powdery mildew, a bit of a sign of the wet time we've had. So I'm considering changing what I have here. As you can see, Geranium Roseanne loves my garden. So I am thinking about having possibly a Geranium Roseanne in here, but I don't know, because I don't like pink and purple next to each other. So yeah, that's kind of work in progress. This border is very much work in progress because I lost so much stuff because of the wet in the winter. I lost all my agastache. I lost a lot of salvia. I lost, what else did I lose? Salvia amistad. So there's a lot of things which should have been here, which aren't here. But anyway, it's all right. And the grasses are doing really well. I've got this beautiful Verbena Bampton, which is kind of threading its way through, which was always meant to happen. But again, powdery mildew because of the wet. You just can't control the weather, right? Lavatera, grown from seed, still looking amazing. Now, if you have got Lavatera, it's the first time I've ever grown it, and it is really grown as an annual, but it is cut and come again. So let me find you a really good stem. You'll see here where I deadheaded, and I've now got another stem with more flowers. So again, deadheaded, another stem with more flowers. And what you want to try and do is remove these old seed pods. Oh my God, my legs are shaking from my workout. Ah! I'm bending over at such an angle. Yeah, so you want to be removing these to promote those stems. So do not go ripping out any of your Lavatera because I think you'll be in luck. This one I only cut down the other day. Can't see anything coming on that yet, but we'll see. Beautiful Veronica. Absolutely love that. Interestingly, that one's not got mildew. There's like no consistency with what's okay and what's not. Little flocks poking through there. That was a cutting that I took. So that'll be a much bigger clump for next year. I'll show you in my seedling area in a minute, but I've got some echinacea that I've grown from seed this year to put in here. So I've got, I think maybe 3 or 4. These ones I grew from seed as well, so they'll be just like this. Because I did have echinacea in here as well, and that all has gone too. So annoying. But that's the great thing about growing from seed. You can just keep topping up. So yes, echinacea will be going in there. But just look how beautiful this is. It's just stunning. Absolutely stunning. And yet we are very, very sparse on flowers this year. Really sparse. The lack of sun has just meant a lot of things have got exceptionally tall, almost like they've been reaching for the light and it's kind of not been coming. And yeah, just a lot of green. So I have got Veronica in here. I've got a lot of penstemon that still hasn't flowered. I have got osteospermum, sky and ice. I've got loads of them in here. Not a sign of a flower bud yet. So yeah, it's not been a good winter. It's not, well, it wasn't a good winter, but it's not been a good summer. It's not been a good year, really. Veronicastrum. This is a new plant. I love it. My Amistad, that's doing all right. It's going to romp away like crazy. The rose is, what is that? Why does that look like a rose? Oh, I've got like a deformed rose. What on earth's going on there? It's like the leaves of rose petals. How weird. Yeah, this rose is, I mean, the growth, this year's growth is insane. Yeah, more phlox cuttings all in there. But the bees, like when the sun comes out, honestly, this garden is just like a wildlife haven. I can't even tell you how much I love it. I literally sit here, eat my lunch, drink my tea. This is just my spot to be. And I totally designed this garden with pollinators in mind. A lot of the gardens that surround me don't have anything in them. So it really, really inspired me to want it to be a place where all the wildlife would come. And it absolutely is doing that. Look at this gladioli. I have no idea what colour that's going to be. I do tend to have a few oddball gladiolis. Like I had an orange one in here the other day, which isn't really, you know, part of the colour scheme, but I cut it and put it in a vase, so it didn't really matter. So gladioli do not come again. You get one snip and then job done. These snapdragons are beautiful as well. Perfect colour for this garden, I think. Gorgeous phlox, really lovely. And then I've got a bit of a gap there. Some birds had a little scrap yesterday, and one fell off the trellis and landed in here with a very big thud, and it made me jump. But anyway, I'm going to try and free up a gap in there to put a cosmos cupcake blush. So that is the plan. Another lovely Veronica in there with a bee going on it. Look at this Thalictrum. Oh, absolutely obsessed with this plant. It's one of my favourites. This beautiful Leucanthemum daisy. Although it needs dividing, it's got too big for the space, so that's a job for the autumn. The lovely steeper grass doing its thing. Finally it's fluffy and looks gorgeous. Nautia looking absolutely lovely. And then, I mean, look at this Thalictrum. That's got to be well over 6 foot tall. This is gonna look spectacular. Can you see all the buds on it? They're like little jewels. They're like little gems, and then they're gonna literally explode, just like this one, which I don't know why it keeps bending the other way. I'm gonna move that one in the autumn. I just love it. So that one, yeah, I'm gonna move it somewhere else. It's a different variety to that one, but yeah. So all of this bed here is having a bit of a rejig, because when it's sunny, it does really well. But the lack of sun that we've had, so usually the sun streams down here all the time, which is why the phlox do really well. And that is a Lythrum. But because of the lack of sun we've had, it's not looked great. So yeah, I'm going to mix up the planting, and I can't wait to get that done. I've got a lovely shrub there, white flowering shrub. The name of it's slipped my mind. I've got that horrible brain fog thing. And then a brunnera. I'm going to put a brunner in a bit of a shadier spot. So yeah, that's all happening. Yeah, that's work in progress. The Fatsy's got to come out. We've got to move that. But then I'm completely changing the planting in this border. A Chelsea-inspired shady planting, and I cannot wait. Then my gorgeous... Oh, not another brain fog. Please don't do this to me. An early flowering, white flowering tree. I'll think of that in a minute. Anyway, it will come, it's literally on the tip of my tongue. No. I'm very closely watching the size of this, and I'm really watching the shadows, because I don't want it to get so big that it casts shadow on any of my planting. So this is, yeah, a bit of trial and error to see how big we let it get. Oh my god, I nearly had it again then. Amalankia, thank god. And I need to remove these lower leaves for sure, the lower stems for sure. But I'm thinking, yeah, we might just keep it at that height and to get no taller, because I absolutely don't want huge amounts of shadows cast. Then this shady border is looking lovely. I experimented with my candy tuft to see if they would come again after cutting, and they absolutely did. So that's really good. Anyway, let's quickly whizzy round to the other garden. These have taken their sweet time. These are Busy Lizzies, a giant lilac mix. I would have thought they would have filled that pot by now, but because of the weather, they've just been so slow. I've got some cuttings on the go down there. This foxglove tree is quite literally looking insane. So this is the fastest growing tree in the world. I've got it in a pot, and it's never been round here before, but I think it loves it. I need to just move this branch up a little bit, then it might go on the roof a little bit, but I just love it. I love it, love it, love it so much. So let's, oh, I nearly just slipped on a bolt. Oh, hang on. Wisteria is in its second bloom of the year. I absolutely do nothing to get it to flower again. Once they're really well established, you don't need to do anything. So I do not do my pruning until August, when all of that's done. Yeah, that is not a now job. This area is looking gorgeous. I literally was only looking at a picture like last week of what this looked like a year ago. It was always planting a bit of a vision, and you know, it is what it is. It's a boys' football goal, but I had this vision of bamboo, grasses, and geranium roseanne, and I planted it all just cuttings. The bamboo was free. That was out of that was at the tip, and it's all planted in containers in the ground. It's a clumping variety anyway, but we didn't want to take any chances, so that's thickened up loads. The geranium roseanne was all cuttings that I took, and the steeper grass were all cuttings. So that one's done really well. These ones were really tiny cuttings that I put in. I don't actually think that one is going to make it. It doesn't help that the boys keep standing on it. Ugh, it's wet. I never know if that's water or boilie. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how that's looking. Agapanthus is coming to an end, which is a bit of a shame. These fats here just look insane. We're currently not really using that as a seating area because Ben's sciatica is so bad that he can't sit down. So yeah, that's why the chairs kind of look like they've been a bit abandoned. And then I need to give my friend this lupin because I've decided I do not like lupins. Grew them for the first time this year. Do not like them at all. Then I've got a pot there that really probably needs a feed, a dead head, and maybe even to be moved somewhere else where it's not going to be forgotten. I might move that out the front of my house. It just doesn't look great. So yeah, that's all a bit of maintenance. And then the Dahlia border is really starting to do its thing. Now, I did have a load of dahlias here this morning, but my son, bless him, when he finished doing his chores, he went and picked some flowers and filled some vases in the house, which was very sweet. So he got a really good selection. How beautiful is this? Purple night scabious. It like kind of changes colour. Sometimes it looks burgundy, but sometimes it's quite red. So nice. Just adds a touch of like luxury to any bouquet. Now, if you look at what the dahlias are doing right now, can you see that they look a bit wilty? That's perfectly normal. When the sun is on dahlias and they're hot, they draw all of the water out of their leaves, basically to protect themselves. As soon as it's cooler and they're not in the sun, they'll perk right back up. But I must give them a water a bit later on. But they're absolutely fine. So do not panic if your dahlias look like that. It's totally normal. Loads of buds on this one. I'm glad that one's starting. And once they start, that's it. We'll be having so many flowers. And then I've got 2 new dahlias down here that I planted recently that I bought in the sale that are doing okay. They looked a bit ropey when they arrived, but I think they'll be okay. So yeah, that's that area. Wow, I think we'll be maybe even done in 20 minutes. Veggie patch. We're still watering and feeding. We've had 1 courgette so far. Can't see any pumpkins growing. This is my seed sowing area. That's all to go out in the garden. I was waiting, I really was waiting for these cosmos to bud because I wanted to make sure I was planting the right colour in the garden. But yeah, I don't know that that's going to happen anytime soon, so I might just have to get them out. Lots of seedlings that I have thinned out, all of my biennials that I'm growing. Oh my god, these have started to flower, finally. Oh my god, I've only been growing them since the winter. They've just taken an absolute age, but they're perennial, so that's great because I've got them forever now, so that's good. So yeah, lots of seedlings. The pool is up. Can't remember if the pool was up last time we did the tour. They're kind of looking okay. I really need to put that bamboo in a pot. I wanted that to be there to cover the words on the pool. And then, yes, we are very flowery and looking really full and beautiful. I'm really pleased with how this is looking. So this is kind of dahlias and cut flowers. This is all grown this year. So that's looking really good. Absolutely love these Liatris. They do get very big. Lots of calendula. So calendula snow princess. I just love that flower so much. I'm not usually a huge fan of yellow, but I feel it's a soft yellow that kind of goes with everything. And I think it looks really beautiful. I really like pale yellow and lilac together. One needs deadheading. But calendula, yeah, they are just a fantastic plant to grow from seed in the autumn. They're just brilliant. And then, yeah, gorgeous dahlias. That's it. Once they start going, you just got to keep feeding, keep watering, and they'll just keep coming. And then geraniums are finally looking good, although that needs a bit of a deadhead. What else have we got? More busy lizzies or impatiens. Geum flowering again. This is just the most hardworking plant you could ever have in the garden. Kind of stays evergreen actually. Mine doesn't ever die down. Flowers like from April and it just keeps going. It's fab. I absolutely adore this plant, Lobelia starship. Really, really gorgeous. Dark foliage. I'll divide that this year to get a bit more. Phlox, really lovely, vibrant phlox. Crocosmia, Rebecca, lots of petunias, and echinacea, finally. More geraniums, osteospermum, terrible petunias. I won't grow that variety again, they just seem to have taken forever. Then a bit of a mixed pot here,
and this is Achillea marshmallow, which is a perennial that I grew from seed. So I'm really pleased that's doing well. Dahlias that need deadheading, when they look like this, they need deadheading. It's been absolutely decimated by baby snails, which I'm really annoyed about. They just keep eating it, so that's not great. Spanish flags. Those of you that have followed me for a while will know that I always grow Spanish flags. I love this plant. Ben's going to put some wire in for me above the window so we can have them growing around the window, which will be great because they are ready to romp away and they need somewhere to go. But yeah, they are just amazing. And then this is the Dahlia waiting room. So there are lots of dahlias here, which I have no idea what colour they are. So I can't plant them in their final destination because I don't know who they are or what they're going to be. And I have had one nasty surprise. I think I bought this one at a fair, and I absolutely think it's the most disgusting dahlia I've ever seen. The irony is, its name is actually Poo, which, yeah, I mean, I just don't like it at all. So it's a collarette variety, but yeah, red and yellow together is not my fave. So yeah, this is the dahlia waiting area. Canna lily, absolute disaster this year. Haven't got a single flower yet, and usually they are like 3 foot high by now with tons of flowers. So that's not great. So yeah, that is where we are at. The sun is shining. I hope you enjoyed that, but it's just a much easier, hang on, I'll flip you around. It's a much easier way of, oh my God, my legs, quickly showing you the garden than doing it on Instagram stories. So there we have it. That is Saturday morning garden. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you fancy seeing what is on here, and I'll see you later.